External motivation is where we gain motivation from external beings, people, or objects like the internet, books, role models, you name it. Internal motivation is where you gain motivation not from him, her, or them, but your mind, your heart, your soul, your imagination, and just yourself. For our Toastmasters and guests, external motivation and internal motivation, which way is the best way to get ourselves motivated? To convey my answer, I'll share with you the story of Donald. Donald is, in my eyes, is a champion, the people's champion. Champion in everything that he does. But he did not start out as a champion. I got to know him when I was 7. He was 9, 2 years older than me. And I did not know him then as a champion. I knew him as a school's bully. He was the naughtiest student in school, misbehaved all the time. And I got to know his name better one day because he was called up on stage, not for an award or reward, but because he got himself in deep trouble. He fought with his classmate, and he severely injured the boy, left the boy Scout bleeding. And you know, in Chinese schools, all types of punishments happen. Emotional punishments, verbal punishments, physical punishments. And Donald was up on stage because he was subjected to public caning, where the discipline master would cane him in front of the entire school. And 7-year-old me down the stage remember looking up to the stage into his eyes. There was anger, there was determination, there was ambivalence, but most importantly, there was shame and then regret. And since then, I haven't heard of this senior's name until 3 years later, when he was 12, graduating primary school. And you may wonder, why did I then hear about this naughty bully's name? Because he was no longer a naughty bully or a badly behaved student. He was the student of the year. And I flipped through the yearbook where his achievements and records were written down so clear. First achievement, 7 A's in his UPSR, having 5 subjects, the highest in the country. Second achievement, top sportsman in the district and the school. Third achievement, the school wrote it rather trivially, but I thought was the most important. The school described it in Mandarin as he's a young man with a fine and respectful attitude. And I lost touch with Donald. Until I was 15, because apparently one of my friends went to the same secondary school as him. And no surprise, Donald was still a high flyer, head prefect of school. Straight A's for his PMR and SPM examinations, captain of the state football team, and most importantly, he is one of the very, very few Malaysians that year who was going to Harvard University. And through my friend, I was able to ask Donald out. And my first question to him was, Donald, your achievements are so great. What allowed you to change and to transform into who you are today? From a very naughty and badly behaved boy to a young man who is now heading to Harvard. And his reply was very simple. He didn't actually know. But after that session of public caning, I felt the need to change. Because I felt I'd embarrassed my parents and myself enough, being caned in front of the entire school, bleeding and injuring my classmate. I wanted to change my image because I didn't want to become like how I was anymore. That answer was not enough to me, and so I asked for more. I said, if you were to give a regular layman or laywoman a piece of life and work advice, what would it be? What would that tip be that is making you who you are today? And he left me with a reply that I think is one of the most enlightening replies in my entire life. You know, in life, you come across different sorts of conversations, You come across super a lot of conversations, but there would be a few that would stick in your mind forever, that would change your perspective and views of work and life forever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, if I have to give a tip, I have one. I think I've achieved what I've achieved today, not because I work very hard, but because I never stopped working hard. Because consistency is key to everything that you do. But Toastmasters and guests, up to this point, I'm sure there'll be two questions in your mind. The first question is, does Kin support external motivation or internal motivation? The second question is, why is there a question mark in his speech title? Why is it the story of Donald rather than the story of Donald? My answer to the first question is, I support internal motivation. I believe that everyone should be inspired and motivated by ourselves, not by any external beings or objects. And the reason for that is the answer to my second question. The reason there's a question mark in my speech title is because there is no such Donald in this world. There's no such champion individual that I've come across. Because come to think of it, Donald's achievements are quite great and quite almost unbelievable to believe. You're looking at me like I'm crazy now, but I've created this imaginary figure filled with qualities that I would like to acquire. And I've created this imaginary figure, Donald, to motivate and inspire myself. You too can do the same. You too can create a Donald in your life, a Chloe in your life, a Ron in your life, a Kian in your life, or any other individual in your life to keep inspiring yourself. Right. We do not have to rely on others to get ourselves motivated. And as crazy as imagination might sound, as long as it does not affect your everyday functioning, and it is positively adding to your life, I don't see why we should not do so. There are two reasons why I've decided to create such an imaginary person, rather than depending my motivation and myself on beings and objects and people that exist in this world. The first reason is because if you depend your motivation upon a being, a person, or an object to keep yourself motivated, what are you going to do when this being, this person, this object one day disappears? People and things come and go in life. You would know that more than I do. And if that thing disappears, that person disappears, are you going to lose your motivation? Are you going to lose your will in life? Are you going to lose hope in life? And the second reason I created such an imaginary person is people, beings, objects, every single entity in life never stops to disappoint us. I agree with the quote that if someone disappoints you, don't blame that person. Blame yourself for giving yourself too high of an expectation of that person. And that is true. The world, there are so many people and beings that never stop to disappoint us. And one day, if you are disappointed by this being or this object, are you going to stop getting motivated and inspired? Are you going to stop working and functioning like a normal human being? As a young Toastmaster in this club, all of you, most of you are more experienced than I do. And I'm so sure, I cannot be sure that you have been disappointed by life so many times. But what kept you going? It's your mind. If you can create an imaginary person filled with the qualities and achievements that you would like to achieve, and still maintaining your normal functioning every day, would you not do that? If you can keep yourself motivated, if your motivation and your inspiration is in your control, in your grasp, in your hands, would you not do so? And I challenge you today to take charge of your own motivation and inspiration. And take charge of your hopes, your everything in your life. And it can all start with making use of your mind, your heart, your soul, yourselves, your imagination. The story of Donald is fake. Create your own imaginary story. Go beyond the limits that an actual person can go beyond and motivate yourself with such limits that are all in your imagination. Back to you.